Hello, and welcome to a discussion on OMF and AAF creation. This video is really geared toward video editors, and the reason I'm working in Pro Tools is so that you get an understanding of how it affects the people in the next stage after you. If you deliver beautifully organized tracks, the audio team can get to work faster making your audio tracks sound beautiful, rather than wasting time putting together some cohesive version of what you intended. Now, these audio files that you see here are all actual files that I received from an OMF. The names of each region have been changed to protect the innocent. So I'm going to be showing you two versions of this. One is the idealized version. The other is the way I received it. So let's start with the idealized version. And what you might notice first of all is that the tracks are labeled. Character 1, 2, 3, alt lines, music, room tone, PFX, game sounds, etc. All very logically organized and clearly labeled. And more than that, all of the dialogue, for instance, on these tracks is exactly what it says it is. Character 2 is only on Character 2's track. Character 3 is only on Character 3's track. It seems like a small detail, but it saves a lot of time and gets us straight to work on what you want us to be doing, which is making your tracks sound beautiful. The other thing you might notice is that the music is laid out nicely in stereo pairs that work together. These edits, where there are crossfades, are actual edits. They can't be healed because it's not one piece of music that's been separated to make a volume ride. Below that, you'll find the room tone, which could arguably have been moved up to here, but it's fine where it is down near the sound effects. That's followed by the production sound effects and game sounds on its own track. Sounds like a little thing, but if you're treating the game sounds slightly differently than other sounds, they should be on their own track. Same thing here with the mono sound effects. There only happens to be one thing right now, but there could have been several more. Computer voice and beeps after that. Now, there are 3 instances of each, but if I mixed them on the same track, I would have to spend extra time giving them their own inserts and own other EQ treatments, etc. So the fact that they were organized nicely saves me time. You'll notice that the other stereo sound effects are organized left and right, holding true the whole way down. There's a noise left and right, blip left and right, another blip. Okay? It's very clearly set apart here. And you'll notice that the next tracks of sound effects are laid out in the same way. They're nicely organized. There's very little of this to work with, but even at that, it's nice to have this organization. Makes it quick just to get straight to work. Now, let's compare this view with how it was received. Okay? You'll notice, for instance, that none of the tracks are labeled other than OMF 1 through 17. That tells me nothing. And the next thing that you're going to notice here is that there's a region here that's doubled up. Why was it doubled up? Did the editor try to create some more volume for just that one word? I don't know. They could be the same thing, they could be different. I have to listen to find out. And same thing happened down here for character 3's line. Which is the correct thing? Oh, look here, we have character 2 who's on the same track as character 1 over here. Okay, it's kind of messy. Here we have another situation where there are 2 instances of what could be the same thing and just creating volume. I don't know without listening. Here's something that didn't happen in the other idealized example. This region, and I'll make it full, has nothing in it. So it's just wasting space and wasting my time, and makes me wonder, was there something intended to be there? I don't know. It might require a phone call to the editor. This is followed by the room tone, and that's fine. Room tone could logically be there. But then when you get to the music, the right channel of this first music track is 3 tracks below. For whatever reason, the editor separated that stereo pair. It makes no sense. The second music track, which will eventually get moved to a stereo track in my template, also happens to have sound effects and production effects mono on the same channels. This stereo sound effect got split for some reason, and it has all this head on it. In the idealized version, the editor had cut most of that head off. But when we go back to the non-ideal version, you can see that that head is all still there. The beeps and the computer voice, which probably need some different processing, are bunched together on the same track. And then you'll see that this stereo sound effect is together, which is nice, but I still have to take the time to move that up to here to make it easy to transfer the files to the tracks in my template. Here's another instance of some random region with nothing in it. Looks like it might be dialogue. Don't know why it's down there. Takes time to figure out. And over here, the editor separated the beeps and the computer voice. Not sure why it's not done there. Again, the character 2, right here, there's nothing in it. And it's not even laid in the OMF the same way that the character 3 one was. So it's just another thing to figure out. The other thing you'll notice at the very end of this is there's some random bit of region out here after the whole OMF. Don't know if that was supposed to be an alt line that I could use as a replacement. I have no idea, because it just wasn't given to me. Lastly, you'll see that there's some alt dialogue lines down here in the sound effects area, and some other dialogue. Don't know why it's down here. So a lot of question marks here, a lot of wondering what the editor intended or why there are things that appear to be missing. Going to take extra time to separate the stereo regions from the mono regions, put the music together. And there's one other thing here. You'll see there's this edit right here. If I delete that fade and heal, it wasn't really an edit. It might have been done for a volume change or maybe some other reason. I have no idea what the editor intended, and there's no reason to leave a false edit in any track. Nothing good can come from it. Better to deliver like this and have your audio team get straight to work because you gave them a well-organized OMF or AAF rather than giving this mess and having a bunch of time wasted trying to figure out what you meant. It's going to save you time as well if you just start with an organized template or some way that you always work. Character 1 is always on this track. Alt lines are always on this track. Music is always like this. Start with a plan and you'll work faster. Your audio team will work faster and everyone will be happier. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video or found it informative, please like it and share with your friends and colleagues.